I'm licensed for this. I'm a fan. Sup gang, how's it going? Straight up to the album review today. Two Door Cinema Club, Irish indie rock indietronica trio is back with a third studio record called Gameshow, a follow-up to the more safe release sophomore work called Beacon from 2013. Totally not something I fell in love with at the moment, but yeah, the band came back kind of unexpectedly for me because I didn't start to miss them, you know? Few first singles from that album sounded quite interesting, quite promising, especially I loved the cover art for one of the singles. I think it was Are We Ready Wreck? It's gorgeous. The cover art for the album is alright as well, but not that minimalistic, and I really love minimalistic stuff. What can I say? Considering some of the topics on the record, plus the weirdly amazing and fucking creepy music video for the lead single, I could assume that the foil, is that a foil on the cover or some sort of wrapping paper, represent on one side this lack of authenticity, like everything Inspector made and is like the other one. And the presentability, the beautiful mask, the cover, wrapping that, covering the actual material, the actual stuff, the actual product on the other side. It also has this 80s or 90s neon fun feel to it. So yeah, what I'm trying to say that it's a great cover art. It works really well with this album, sometimes even criticizing itself, like this beautiful cover, not so great lookalike material. The thing is that Two Door Cinema Club doesn't really show anything new that extremely different to the stuff they already showed us, to the stuff they did previously on their both albums, and something different to the modern indie rock, or more suitable to say in that case, to the modern indietronica stage. Yes, it doesn't sound very similar to the amazing debut record Tourist History, and yes, it's not as safe as the sophomore release, but still, this glossy pop funk sound with a twist of 80s rock reigns modern pop music since Daft Punk made it big and fashionable. And of course, recently the 80s have been huge on quite a lot of records. And Two Door Cinema Club, they are a glitzy pop disco, synth infused powerhouse, still indie rock somewhere deep inside, still, because you know, you remember that indie rock is dead, right? Indie rock, RIP. They're like that, and they continue to be the same band. Is that bad? Does it make a bad third album? No, not really. I actually really liked Gameshow. The lead single is that cool, anthemy, trolling, fun take on consumerism and the modern necessities and all that other shenanigans. I loved listening to that track live. It sounds very festival-like, very arena-like. It sounds fun, sounds energetic. Instrumentally, I love the quirky synth melody and festa beat and the na-na-na-na-na-na-na kid choir-like flounce. The vocally catchy bridge with very classic indie rock guitar. This is arguably the coolest track Two Door Cinema Club ever did since Tourist History. The following, Bad Decisions, has this irresistible groove, super shifted vocal performance, and again, society critique. This isn't as a big track as the opener, for example, but I like the chorus and the super rich guitar solo around the bridge. Ordinary track sounds everything opposite to being an ordinary one. In moments, it reminds me a lot of this great French indie-tronica band, Juveniles. I was obsessed with them at the time. We actually was mentioning them in our French indie, world indie video we did. You can watch it here. I think we'll link it right here. Watch it. And also quite a lot of like kitsune music. You got it. So this is kind Two Door Cinema Club dig into their roots and reimagine them. Sounds easy and lovely. This is a great song. Gameshow, the title single, unexpectedly unveils a very different side of that record. It has a more serious, less glossy pop funk atmosphere with this raging huge chorus and a lot of earlier Two Door Cinema Club comebacks, but recycled with some modern and last decade's rock bands. I love the slightly psych feeling at the bridge, and the chorus is fantastic. This is my favorite track on the album, and I'm not sure if it really fits to be the title one, because it really heavily stands out from the rest of the tracks on the album. But maybe that was the point of it, I'm not sure. Lavender track with its subtle electronic overflows in the verses, with beautiful bass and more defined chorus, with later in the song sudden guitar solo mixed with synthy chaos. This track doesn't really feel like a big one on the record, but it has its own beautiful moments here and there, and I like it. Just like Fever, the next one, the verses might lack the instrumental power and focus more on the lyrics and Alex's vocal performance, but the chorus of it is fantastic. The groove is insane, plus it fits so well with the story of that song, like with the whole vibe lyrically. I actually really like the lyrics here, and the whole depression turned into 80s dance-off competition vibe. Something sad being represented as something colorful and fun. This could bring quite a lot of shame on me and myself. I'm ready for it. Throw it at me. I'm fucking ready. Since my beloved band and quite a rival band to Two Door Cinema Club, but still, whose recent album didn't really work for me that much, they do the same. They do think about sad stuff in a fun, poppy manner. Yet Two Door Cinema Club, in my and only my personal opinion, do that more organically, and it doesn't feel like a constant theme in their art making, in their song making. Yeah, ballady material of the record, like Invincible, I doesn't find it as captivating, though it definitely sounds interesting in a way of a huge callback to some classic love or heartbroken ballads from the end of 20th century, again mostly in the 80s. You could definitely blast that song from the boombox in front of her or his house for sure. Good Morning track brings the mood of the beginning of the album to its end. Though I don't really hear anything specific about the track, anything that original. Its chorus is great, but it sounds like pretty much anything Two Door Cinema Club like. I guess it just wanted to mix up the ending of the album a little bit, because the rest of it isn't that banging, but still interesting enough. The robotic French house vibes on Surgery and the closer pop funk track Je Viens de Là sounds like matured Two Door Cinema Club, but not really in a good way. It sounds like it's not really hard for them to do this kind of tracks, you know? They stick to the same song formula and regulate the amount of disco or funk or the 80s overall to their own worked through style of song making. Good for them, but if they really wanted to go beyond their heads, then they should experiment more and don't be afraid to go out of their safe zone. Gameshow track, in my opinion, provides a very good glimpse of what they could do. So yeah, we'll see in the future, I guess. That is Two Door Cinema Club and the new album Gameshow. What I really liked about this record is how greatly it comes along together as the album. The cover art, the messages, the topics, the sound, except maybe Gameshow. Also really love the instrumentals on it. I still myself can't get over the 80s completely. So I can see the appeal of the sound here. And all the synths and all the guitars. Great. I like quite a good part of the lyrics on this album, especially the parts where the band explores the topics of fame, fans, rock attitude. The consumerism part, I mean, it's there and it's important to acknowledge it. But in the course of Two Door Cinema Club, it sounds a little bit hypocritical because the major part of their hits, of their tracks, are either commercial soundtracks or just soundtracks to something selling big, selling huge. And I do understand that it's not the band who puts it out that way, but still, you know what I mean? There's quite a bunch of artists who already shine a light on that greatly. So I just don't feel like Two Door Cinema Club needs to do it. If they want to, okay, you can do whatever the fuck you want. Yeah, so I guess that was my opinion on this record, the third album from Two Door Cinema Club. What do you think about this record? Do you think the band, the Irish trio, progressed much, or they decided not really to try hard enough? Also, I'm really interested in Two Door Cinema Club always being this band where you know quite a bunch of the songs and you love those songs, and they have this huge worldwide sold out tours, and yeah, people love them, they're a popular band. But when it comes to naming the members of the band or telling what they look like, except maybe Alex, nobody knows that. Some people doesn't even know they're from Ireland. What do you think about that? Is it good for the artists and it means that people love them only for their music and that they don't have to deal with all that recognizing on the streets, stalking culture? Or you think that it's not really fair and people should know their heroes? Let us know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to like and to share this video and to subscribe to our channel for more music album reviews and for more music related stuff. Keep grooving, keep dancing, and peace off.